Join me for episode 4 of The Quiet Cup, where each episode invites you to slow down, reflect, and reconnect with your space. My current to-do list is study and make breakfast. Sometimes the best way to begin is to just start messy, because waiting for perfect often keeps us from beginning at all. I can't tell you how many times I've told myself I wasn't ready, how many times I've pressed delete, postponed, or waited for the right moment. My YouTube journey is a perfect example. So much inconsistency. Not because I lacked desire, but because I was clinging to the illusion of perfection. It seems that learning from our mistakes and adjusting along the way can be the best teacher. That if our expectations are to start out strong and perfect, we will not only disappoint ourselves, but will delay the process entirely. What I'm learning is this: mistakes and missteps are some of the best teachers. If our expectation is to start off strong and flawless each time, again, we'll just delay the very growth we're chasing. Inspiring people like Nabella Noor, Tabitha Brown, or even Maya Angelou and Tony Robbins didn't show up polished from the beginning. They showed up raw, vulnerable, human, and they adjusted as they went. That's what I'm choosing to do. To let my messy become the path to my miracle. To show up imperfectly and allow God to refine me along the way. God doesn't require our perfection. He requires our obedience. Showing up thinking we are perfect and ready because we delayed so long is quite frankly a scam, and almost tells God that we don't need Him. Let Him work with the imperfections. Communicate to God that you're showing up because you trust in His power, in His plan, in His perfection, and not in your own. Because the truth is, waiting for perfect is just another way of hiding. It's another way of delaying dealing with the reality of ourselves. The reality of being a beginner, imperfect and underdeveloped. Starting messy is faith in motion. Trusting that mistakes along the way will bring clarity and refinement, and being willing to begin without everything in place. What are some areas that you are avoiding showing up in because you don't feel quite ready? How will you know you're ready? If you answered that with realistic expectations of maybe studying more, preparing more, or getting the right equipment, then maybe you're not avoiding too badly. But if you answered that question, the question of how will you know you are ready, with stating some form of perfection in your attitude or perfection in your knowledge or image, then maybe there can be some reevaluation. Maybe the expectations you're placing on yourself are too great to ever reach, and you'll never start. Maybe you're hiding behind the illusion of perfection to postpone dealing with the reality of yourself. The nerves of just beginning, of being in an imperfect state and allowing others to see you try and fail and try and fail forward until you adjust. Maybe there's an area that feels uncomfortable and the expectations are a way of delaying confronting that uncomfortability. Starting messy is still starting, and starting is where growth begins. Perfection delays progress, but vulnerability invites transformation. God can do more with your messy obedience than with your polished hesitation. What dreams have you delayed because you're waiting for perfect conditions? How might your growth look different if you allowed yourself to begin imperfectly? And what miracle could be waiting on the other side of your messy beginning? Thank you for joining me at the Quiet Cup.